reacting to my Premier League predictions. I got 3 correct. Actually, I got 7. I'm 1 place off with 3 teams, 2 places off with 4 teams, and I predicted Fulham to finish 14th. I started the video off with Arsenal in second. Find someone else who put them there. In my previous 6 predictions, I put them 4th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Arteta's gone from 8th to 5th to 2nd in his 3 full seasons. They've scored 88 goals. That's 27 more from last season. I think that's the most since the Invincibles. Actually more. They're top of the away table. Last season they were 6th. 7th in 2021. 10th in 1920 with 20 points. I've not heard anyone mention they've got rid of the crap players. Mustafi, Socrates, Bellerin. I forgot Lichtsteiner existed. Ozil. Also players creating a toxic dressing room. Aubameyang. Also Alexis Sanchez, David Luiz, Willian. I mentioned that in the prediction video. Liverpool and Chelsea were banner clubs when that team unexpectedly won the league. The decline of Leicester and Southampton is nuts. West Ham could have easily gone as well. Saliba finally getting games after joining them in 2019. He played him against Sporting and he got injured. Played 90 minutes every game. And everyone falls apart when he gets injured. May the 14th was the title decider for me. Both playing on Sunday. I thought Everton would win and Arsenal would win, but 2-3-0 away wins. I put Spurs 6th, they finished 8th, with Harry Kane scoring 30 goals. What? In the last 6 seasons, I put Spurs 6th, 7th, 5th, 5th, 6th, 5th. I did say when Spurs got 4th that I really wanted to put Spurs above United, as I think Ole could get sacked. Antonio Conte won the league at Chelsea. Then it went wrong and they finished 5th. Spurs have also dropped 4 places from last season. This season was a mess. 3-0 to Bournemouth, 4-1 to Watford, and 3-2 Burnley. I did a Spurs career mode all of last year, even before he arrived. I didn't sign any of the new players he bought in the summer. Jed Spence, Basuma, Richarlison, Perisic, Longley, Forster. In the Prem for Son last season. I didn't think he could continue that form. 3 were against Leicester off the bench. 4 there. Bentancur was class before he got injured. Two goals and assists for Kulusevski. Last year he got 5 goals, 8 assists in 18. And he got a goal and an assist on the opening day against Southampton. The other goal was against City. As I said about how Lloris is 36. In his best career mode, he cost me the Champions League final. I did a Swansea career mode in FIFA 21, and they finished 4th and got to the playoff final the season after, their 15th. I've been good luck. This year, I did Birmingham City, and everyone had them to go down, and they finished 17th. That was the last time Arsenal finished above Spurs. I think Tottenham's day is back. Next is West Ham. I couldn't start off with 3 better predictions. I said most people will put them 7th again. No chance. The highest they're finishing is 12th. The highest they were was 13th. A good October. They could have easily got something at Anfield and Old Trafford. And then a good January. They won 2 in the FA Cup. A good February. And a good April. More reasons for putting him 12th. A Gerd was injured. Not many players. Conference League, which they're still in if this goes down. They've only drawn 1 game in it. I mean, it's not hard. And I said that Scamacca is the new Simone Salazar. Scam is in the name. 8 goals in all competitions, 3 in the Prem. The goal against Wolves was nice. Says he's got a knee injury. Apparently he walked out against Southampton after Moyes didn't bring him on. He walked out of the stadium. I put Everton 9th because I didn't think they would let that happen again. Farhad Mashiri doesn't care. I said 9th is the minimum Everton should be finishing. In my other predictions I put Everton 8th 3 times. So now I've put them 9th 3 times. The other time was 6th. Lampard couldn't even get 9th with Chelsea. Last season at home they had 9 wins, 2 draws, 8 defeats. Away they had 2 wins, 4 draws, 13 defeats. So now 9 draws. 16 goals at home. 5 out of 6 home games were 1-0 wins. And 18 goals away, 5 were against Brighton. They beat Brighton away twice in a row. Adelaide Decoy got frozen out by Lampard. I think Dyche's first game was Arsenal. Played 90 minutes every week. He was in the squad 3 times for some reason. Must have got injured. Or is the red cards? Watford legends. It was weird that him and Will Hughes scored on the final day. That was his first home goal this season. I didn't know Calvert-Lewin was going to be out for most of the season. He's too busy wearing knickers and bras. I put Bournemouth in 20th. Only Irish guy didn't have them going down. Beating Steven Gerrard's Villa on the first game was massive. Basically the same as Huddersfield winning 3-0 at Palace and then beating Newcastle. Otherwise they probably would have gone down. Scott Parker would have had them finishing 20th. 19th actually, because Southampton are shy. 9-0 to Liverpool and saying the team needs new players. look how much red there is. It's because they beat Everton twice in a week, which helped. It came out after the World Cup, December 27th. Beating Tottenham, Leicester, Fulham, and Liverpool. The only time they got a 20th was after losing to Arsenal in the last minute. I saw that Neto was linked with them. I said he's been warming the bench for Juve and Barca. He must be good if he's getting signed by them too low. Much others' confidence had gone after conceding. I have to do maths here. Oh no. 16. Be right. Good results there. Was their captain? I guess if Lloyd Kelly wasn't playing, I don't know. They were winning those two games 2-0 and 3-1 and lost. I put Leicester 11th. My predictions for them have been 7th, 11th, 9th, 7th, 9th, 8th, 11th. They're in mid-table. When they won the league, I put them 7th, by the way. I've been thinking for a while, can a big team get relegated? I'm guessing they're big if they have a Premier League, FA Cup, and got to the Champions League quarters. Chelsea or Spurs will go there next year anyway. First game of the season, they blew a 2-0 lead at home to Brentford. Castagne, Dewsbury Hall, 62nd minute, Ivan Toney, 86th minute, De Silva. If they won this game, they would have stayed up on goal difference. I like Leicester before they were good. The 5-3 comeback win over United. Leicester versus Watford again in the playoff semi-final though. Here's Ogdini. I thought Vardy would flop in the COVID season, and he goes and scores 3 at Man City. Look how many goals he has by the 14th game. Another 2 at home. Could have gone 3-1 up at half time. Pickford with the water bottle. It's got like the names on it, where they're going. Johnny Evans, the captain, getting injured. Yeah, they were getting battered when he was in the team, but I think they would have gone 2 more points if he was available. COVID caused financial problems for their company King Power. I think they're in debt. Losing the owner in a helicopter crash a few years ago. They sold Schmeichel, so the only player from the title-winning team left was Radi. They also sold Fofana, but he wasn't playing for them last season because of injury. Other than at the end. 4 goals 4 times in a season. Goldbridge said they would get relegated. Then they go beat Villa and Spurs. They could have gone 1-0 up against United. If it was Southampton away after Spurs, they would have won. Momentum FC. They let Southampton do the double over them. They are winning this as well. How many points have they dropped from winning positions? Che Adams with 2. Who is born in Leicester. Does he support them? Chelsea, Fulham and Bournemouth have also done a double over them. Chelsea had a red card and Chelsea still won. I'm guessing they still had Tuchel, yes. I put Newcastle 8th. That's good though because I have Villa 7th. 68 goals. That's because they scored four more 8 times. They had 7 0-0 draws. How many goals did they concede? 33. I think that's the best. Or it might be joint with City. It is. I'll say this now. I put Man United 4th. At one point on the Sunday, when Anthony Gordon scored and Tete, Man United were 4th. They also have the least amount of defeats with Man City. Just need to turn the draws into wins and you have the same amount of points as them. I like Shaw, but I thought his Newcastle career was over. He played that amount of minutes this season. 2021, 1,243 minutes. 1,671, 2002, 2,161. I was roasting Botman a bit. I said you wouldn't sign other centre back he was next to when Lille won the league, Jose Fon. Last season he finished 10th. Didn't realise he was injured a bit. Lost 4-0 at home to Nice. If I won at home to PSG, that's irrelevant because they're good. I saw that Isak was linked with them. I think it was 70 million. His form in the second half of the season was insane. The assist at Goodison Park. He stopped scoring in the second half of the season for Sociedad. And he must be good if he got signed by Dortmund at like 16 or 17. I mentioned Almiron in the video. That is a channel legend, the FIFA 18 Bristol City career modes. I mentioned it in the championship video that 80% of that squad had a mad season. Like Gary O'Neill was a player at a start in the team, which is weird. Yeah, Almiron was going for the VAR, the 11 overall. It was the 11th and the 16th game. Only got one last season. Why is no one mentioning how bad he's been? 1 goal this season, contending against Wolves, and that's it. I thought Dan Burn would be the second centre back. No, he's at left back, and it works. How many games did Matt Target play? Palace 10th, 1 place off. Palace is probably the team I'm right with the most. Probably because they get in the 40-point mark, in the 40s every year. When they lost 3-0 at home to Fulham, just after coming back from the World Cup, I thought they would go down. I think they were down to 9 men in that game. Then they go win at Bournemouth. And then they lose 4-0 at home to Spurs. At least his last minute winner at West Ham was massive. And then the greatest interview ever. 4-3 against West Ham. They brought Hodgson back and he started off with the bottom 4. He won his first 3 games. He only won 2 at Watford. Villa 7th, 3 points between 6th and 9th. Put them 7th last year and they were 14th. In the video I said Vieira or Gerrard for 7th. Vieira's clear. Both got sacked. 10 games unbeaten. Leicester are way further up after losing 3 in a row. More defeats at Villa Park last season. And then 4th Man United. That was because they had Ronaldo. They got 3rd with Weghorst. Casemiro wasn't at the club when I made the video. I'm really good at predicting United. I got them right 3 years in a row. 2nd, 6th and 3rd. The form at Old Trafford has got them top 4. They only lost the first game to Brighton. Some shocking defeats this season. 3-0 Sevilla, 4-0 Brentford, 6-3 City, 3-1 Villa, 3-2 Arsenal, 7-0 Liverpool, McAllister in the last minute. Newcastle could have had about 6. And West Ham, where David De Gea spilled a Benrahma shot. 7 games for 1-0 wins. This has to be rigged. Giving them games at Old Trafford, that one was at Wembley. I said they got rid of all the toxic players. Anthony 95 million, he's awful. Sandro Martinez has been good. Ericsson got injured for a bit. Rashford 17 is in the Prem only. Bruno only 8. I swear he has 13, I don't know. In all competitions 13. Rashford has 30. People wanted him sold. Senkits and Neves. Didn't know that. Is that Kosovo? Guadalupe. I'm the only person that put Chelsea 12th. Get a picture up. Yeah, that was for a joke. West Ham ain't winning the league. Well, I actually put them was 5th. The highest they got to. Last year they were no lower than 4th. Watford and Chelsea had the same season, I'll say it again. I did it in the championship video. 3 managers, the first one was harshly sacked. Edwards and Tuchel needed more time. Both have won something since leaving Tuchel the Bundesliga and Rob Edwards the playoff final trophy. I put both clubs 5th. Watford finished 11th. Not scoring many goals. Terrible owners. A lot of players at the club. Injuries. And the women's team both won something. I said other than Sterling, their forwards are average. I'd rather play Reece James up front. Reece James has 2. How many games has he played? 24. 1,936 minutes. Farm's got 2 as well. Chilwell and Koulibaly. So I've got Havertz there on 9. Even the players they brought in, Felix I've never rated, overpriced. Mudryk, what he scored against Celtic, okay. Thiago Silva was their best player. Edward Mendy getting dropped. It was that Leeds game away. Kepa's still not been great. He made the triple save at Villa Park. I need a new goalkeeper. .685 minutes of Conte. I thought Loftus-Cheek was awful. He's mid-table. Well, Chelsea are mid-table, to be fair. Ziyech still getting games when he nearly joined PSG. That Fofana might as well go somewhere else if you're only getting 112 minutes in that team. You know, Brighton have made 105 million from selling 3 players this season: Cucurella, Basuma, and Neil Maupay. Yeah, Arsenal did alright getting Trossard and Ben White off them. Newcastle with Dunburn. In the video, I also said Tuchel would get sacked. They announced Pochettino today. Wolves 13th. This is the 13th I've got right. Very predictable and really boring. Awful attack, good enough defence. Haaland had 3 hat-tricks at one point, while they had 3 goals. They were in 13th for the last 4 weeks. Only 2 away wins, Everton and Southampton. The Southampton game had 10 men. I was thinking who Lamina played for. So he was at Southampton as well. I said they were going down next season after Brighton made it 1-0. It's not even a good Brighton team. Lopetegui is apparently getting backed, or he'll leave. Ruben Neves is gonna go. Mateus Nunes could go. For Leeds 16th. The year they finished 9th is when no fans are allowed in the stadium. Imagine if they don't come back for another 16 years. Their home form is okay. 2 away wins. One was at Anfield. 78 goals conceded. I'm guessing that's the worst. Maybe Southampton. Yeah, it's the worst. That's because they got battered at the end of the season, starting from April 1st. They are clowns. 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 4-1, 4-1. That was their last win, Wolves. How? Second game of the season, they threw away a 2-0 lead to Southampton. Rodrigo with 2. Joe Aribo and Carl Walker-Peters. Don't know when. Jesse Marsh got sacked after losing 1-0 to Forest. A tough place to go. They sign players for him that he knows, and then they sack him. I was watching that game as well. Keylor Navas made some good saves. And then they wasted 2 games trying to get a manager in. Man United, they can beat them at home. Man United's away from was trash. And a big game against Everton, it was that Seamus Coleman goal. They gave it to my favourite Watford manager in the Pozzo era. There's a lot to choose from. Sacked with 4 games left. At Watford he got sacked 4 games into the new season. He was never in the bottom 3, my goal. Why didn't they get Big Sam in straight away? Maybe he was pieing in Dubai. The amount of money they've spent is insane. Is that there? 114. And they made 145. Wilfred Nanto. They had to hand a deal sheet in at the last minute because they moved for Cody Gakpo fouls. The oldest player here, other than Joe Robles, is 25. Sinistera wasn't great, as I said. The red card against Villa. Injured twice. I said I'd get Jose Escuero vibes off him. Both got a team of the season before joining the Premier League. Like, he only scored twice against West Ham, 2 screamers. Brighton, 15th. How have they lost Grandpa, Basuma, Cucurella, Trossard, and then Wepu and done this? I said people putting them 9th or 10th again. Have they lost their minds? They did even better and got Europa League. There were reasons for this. 0-0 against Norwich twice. This was all last season. Fans booing for 0-0 versus Leeds. Bottled a 2-0 lead versus Southampton to draw 2-2 at home. 3-0 loss at home to Burnley. They're scoring more goals every season. First year they came out 34, then 35, 39, 40, 42. So how do you now go and score 30 more goals? Because you're so nil multiplier. The expected goals thing. In the last 2 seasons, their goals conceded was 46 and 44. So lucky they've been scoring goals. Roberto De Serbi didn't have a great record before joining Brighton. Darfo Boario sacked after 22 games. Foggia cup win. Palermo sacked after 13 games. Benevento relegated. Sassuolo 11th and 8th twice. And Shakhtar cup win. Irish guy made a video on him saying he's awful. Jason Stills played 21 games, what's that about? Estupinian. He got from Villarreal, before that he was at Watford. I still had him in episode 90 of the Watford career mode FIFA 18. Look at those stats, you can't really read it, but they're all like non-upgrading other than reactions. I played him as well, we got a goal. Moises Caicedo only played the last 6 last season. Another player from Ecuador. He's in the Belgian league. Adam Lallana was getting games at the start of the season. Next season it's going to be James Milner. Apparently they're getting Dahoud as well from Dortmund. Trossard 7 goals for them. Tolma, I'll get to him in a minute. Sonny Marsh got 8, he normally gets about 4 a season. And Aaron Ferguson with 10. He didn't have a picture at the start when I made the video. Robeck 7 and 8. I saw them sign NC on Twitter. They said we can't wait to see this celebration. Yes, or 2 screamers against City and Chelsea. This is the same team though that signed Jurgen Locadio and Alavisa Jahan Bakash. I mentioned Matoma in my Spurs career mode video. 29th of June. Like, why would I show this? Matoma, he plays for that SG team, and he's back at Brighton. There's scores. It's because he got an inform. He got 2 in the end. 64 rated. Some people don't know he's like 25 or 26. I went and got that card for the World Cup, and that one, that's an objective. Mudryk is also a 74 rated left mid. If he was getting stats like Matoma, he would be 82 rated. Matoma will probably be 77 or 78. I didn't realise he actually scored against me. And left Douglas, Matoma, and I kite for some reason. Or 2 there as well. I put Fulham 14th. I ended my prediction by saying, yeah, I said 14th, cry more. Finished 10th. This guy in the YouTube comments after Fulham beat Luton 7-0 is a genius. It's been on my phone since the game. Willian was getting booed in Brazil, so no one was expecting this. Mitrovic 14 goals, and he was banned for 8 games. I know he's missed at least 2 penalties, Newcastle and Man United. Probably one more. Andreas Pereira. A lot of people had him in the FPL. 4 goals, 6 assists. Harrison Reed and Yao Palhinha were great. So Sembang Gasol. 2 weird signings with Kasawa and Shane Duffy, but they've not played. Diop I don't know, I'll have a look. I think Leo's made the most saves in the league. He plays most games. Probably replacing Tosin Adarabioyo. And I've seen Fulham fans in the past say that Tim Ream needs to be sold. Another USA player that was good was Anthony Robinson. And then I think people only know Marco Silva from that mess at Everton. He did well at Hull and Watford. I said Fulham would stay up last time. They went in the Prem. Mitrovic got 3 goals. Scott Parker didn't play him. But Forest 18th, they finished 16th. To be fair, I was thinking you need 40 points to stay up. I love Forest for my FPL. Aurier for the goal against Chelsea. Gibbs White scoring against Palace. And then I captained Awani versus Southampton, and he scored a brace. I left him on the bench for the last 3, and he scored in all of them. It doesn't matter though, I was last in my mini league. Their only away win was at Southampton. They're the other team I put to get relegated, by the way. They had 1 win until October the 22nd. 3-2 Bournemouth and 3-2 Fulham at home. The Bournemouth game they were 2-0 up and lost. The Fulham game 1-0 up, and then they conceded 3 in 6 minutes. And then Leicester 4-0. Marinakis back in Steve Cooper after the game. I think he backed him again. They gave him a contract. Don't know when that was. I said they're going to do a Fulham, and I put that about them. I think I end up saying whoever signs Emmanuel Dennis will stay up, even though they didn't play much. After the video, Chris Wood, Dennis, Ayus, Garper, Gibbs White, Shelby Fuller. I know there's a lot. Chiari, Danilo, Ovier, Lodi Felipe, Bolly, and Keylor Navas joined. I feel like that would stay up then. And I did say I feel like this DP could get sacked and they bring in Sean Dyche. He did keep a club up. I said Lingard would flop, Brian Johnson could be good. And I mentioned earlier in a video that Gibbs White was good at Sheffield United. 19th, Southampton getting far messed up after they beat Leicester and Chelsea. They did the double over Chelsea and Leicester. I had them finishing 18th in the 18-19 season. Stayed up by 5 points. Why is their home form about 11 points? There's some winnable home games under the lights. They beat Leicester at home. It's going to be Bournemouth, Forest, Brentford. They didn't even score a goal in them games. Okay, Watford's home form was worse. Their assaults against the Big Six is good. And they beat Man City in the Carabao Cup. Nathan Jones might stop Man City from winning the quadruple. Also at home they lost to Grimsby Town. I said I can't see Hassan Hüttel lasting another season. He got sacked in that game. I said their strikers and wingers are championship level. Ward-Prowse and Joe Aribo can't carry this team to 40 points. There was another new player whose surname starts with A called Alcaraz, 4 goals. One of the weirdest things I've ever seen. You loan out Bednarek to Aston Villa, he doesn't play, and then you decide to bring him back and he plays for you, unless Salisu, Bella Kotchap are injured. Livamento's still out injured. I saw this about Maitland-Niles, 2020, who won the FA Cup with Arsenal. 2021, relegated with West Brom. 2022, Conference League winner with Roma. 2023, relegated with Southampton. Cinnamana's guaranteed a move away after the 2 goals against Liverpool. I might sign him for my Birmingham career mode. On the actual, I saw his highlight, I think it was a hat-trick, a video. It's the worst hat-trick I've ever seen. It's about 6'7". We've all seen how good Orsic is in Europe and the World Cup. Scoring against Chelsea, Milan, Morocco, the hat-trick against Tottenham. Also scored against West Ham last season. Not in squads. Why? 6 minutes against Villa. That was it apparently. Maybe played in a cup. Yeah. Walcott got 2 goals. Uyunisi got 1 goal. Redmond and Teller got Team of the Season cards on FIFA for Besiktas and Burnley. he had worse leagues. Didn't he honestly play for Surrey? How well did he do there? 24 and 14 and 67, fair enough. 9 and 6 for Southampton. Was some but maybe it was a bit weird. Any link with Barcelona now? And then this Nathan Teller fan account posted the greatest thing I've ever seen at the start of the season. I did the same thing with Watford on Twitter. Not not worried about going down with these other banter clubs around or something. And then I put Brentford 17th. They have the same amount of defeats as Man United and Liverpool. Don't teams who move to new stadiums normally struggle? What did they do last year? Okay, they lost 9 games. Brentford, Bournemouth and Luton were all in League 2 in 08-09. I don't even know who some of these teams are. Chester City, Darlington. Ivan Toney's banned for the next 8 months. They're still winning without him though. I think other times other than the last 2 they are winning without him. Also in the video I said Ben Mee's better than Tarkowski. They lost Ericsson. And there's no one going to mention Lewis Potter and Damsgaard. The final 2, Liverpool and Man City. I put Liverpool first. It's because I made a thumbnail before recording and I couldn't be asked to change it. I had 0 positives, why they were going to win it. No squad depth, players in their 30s. I don't rate Darwin. He has more TikTok songs than goals. They kept going invincible at Anfield. Go down. They only lost 1 to Leeds. I don't know if they were gonna be at Anfield. 5-2. Look at their results though. 7-1. 9-0. They beat City at Anfield. 7-0 against United. 6-1. 4-3. Liverpool started 2023 was bad. 3-1, 3-0, 0-0, 3-0. I don't know if there was any more there. They ended up being Wolves and they lost to Brighton in the last minute. This is my 22nd. They got 2 more points in that season. They lost 6 at Anfield. Still scored 5 at Atalanta. 4-3 against Leeds. 7-2. 4-0 against Wolves. 7-0 against Palace. 4-2 at United. Alisson scoring in the last minute. 7-2 against Lincoln. I don't know if this is the 5-5. I don't think so. I think that was the year before. 0-0. There was also that Klopp 7 season thing where he had Dortmund bottom of the league 7 seasons in. 4-3 against Dortmund. 4-1 at the Etihad. I was watching that. 5-4 against Norwich. 6-0 against Villa. 3-0. 4-0. The amount of Liverpool games I've watched this season, the first three: Everton away, Chelsea at home, Arsenal away, Man City at home, Forest away, Leeds at home, Leicester at home, Brentford away, Man United at home, Arsenal at home, Leeds away, Spurs at home, Leicester away, and Brighton and Man City in the cup. I don't watch Champions League games, only the highlights on YouTube. Alisson and Mo Salah have basically been in my FPL all season. Jota and Diaz being injured for 3/4 of the season. I like Jota. Firmino getting 11 goals somehow. For the Bournemouth game, the 9-0, I had him in my FPL. 3 goals, 2 assists. Or the other way round, I don't know. Alisson and Mo Salah have basically been in my FPL all season. Jota and Diaz being injured for 3/4 of the season. I like Jota. Firmino getting 11 goals somehow. For the Bournemouth game, the 9-0, I had him in my FPL. 3 goals, 2 assists. Or the other way round, I don't know. Thiago being injured a lot. Who was their best midfielder of the season? Curtis Jones. Carvalho not getting game time, I mentioned that at the Fulham bit. Was Gakpo playing in midfield sometimes? I think I saw on Sky Sports. Yep. They sold Mane when he's one of my favourite players in Premier League history. I saw the hat-trick for Southampton against Villa, the fastest hat-trick live on TV. Also, my first place for the Championship was West Brom. Both teams made it look better in the second half of the season. Man City third. There's a lot to say about this one. Firstly, I said Haaland's a machine who will get 20 goals or more. I'm definitely on about the Prem. I thought they would prioritise the Champions League. They got Bayern and Real Madrid, 2 teams that haven't been great this season. They got an easy opening day win against West Ham. Ben Johnson's at centre back. Basically all the players on the bench ain't really there anymore. Fabianski got injured. I think Areola gave away the penalty. – 4-0 against Bournemouth, where Haaland had about 8 touches. 3-3 against Newcastle. I think they were 3-1 down. They're in second gear most of the time. 2-0 down at home to Palace and Spurs. And they both end 4-2. I said they have dodgy results every season. Some more here. Sky Sports pundit saying Haaland doesn't fit the system, he should have gone somewhere else. Chris Wood equalising. Well, I think Forest's first shot. They got charged with FFP rules over 100 times after Spurs away. Then they went unbeaten in 25 games before losing that Brentford game. Cancelo falling out with Pep. Grealish was back to his Villa form for a title running. So Neves and De Bruyne are 31. I also said I don't think Stones and Ake are that great. I would have said the same for Kanji as well. Ake is one of my favourite players. When he was on loan at Watford, he finally found his potential. And I put Man City third in 17-18 and he won it. I got second eye that year with Man United, who I don't think people would have put them there. That was Mourinho's team, so we said it's his greatest achievement.